As soon as I hit this. So when you see the countdown, we're going to get started.
Welcome back to another.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
All right, and now welcome back to another Crypto Bros
And a Holly Girl.
podcast, number 90.
90.
It's at the top now.
You
New
forgot.
season.
Cheat sheet.
Yeah, season 3. Yeah, so sorry about that. I forgot to loop the video there.
Yeah,
But
I was so confused.
I
we're
thought
still
something was
learning.
off, and I was like, "Hey, there we are."
Yeah, nope. So we are live and we are starting season 3, and we are got a lot to talk about today. So where do you want to start?
Psalms
Hmm.
23.
Sure, Greg. Let's start there. Let's start with the CEO, the savior himself, coming out on X and started to declare his innocence, which maybe is, I don't know, but he might be. I think he could be possibly innocent in the court's eyes, but that doesn't mean he was ethical and did things with morals. So, what do you guys think about him coming out and talking about his innocence like that?
Of course he does. I mean, what is he gonna do?
Be like, okay, guys, I'm sorry, I did it. No, he's not. He's gonna. Everybody, you're always going to profess your innocence, especially in a big case like this. My opinion. Why now? Why? What, like all this time you've been out, but why now? Like that's the part I don't understand, and I'm wondering if it's more because the Safemoon is sold, the products have sold, the contracts have sold, like, and so maybe now that that's gone through, maybe he's like, okay, now I can come out and say I'm innocent because it's no longer mine. Because there was additional tweets that came out from him that he said that company, and I mean, everybody's like, well, he can't say the Safemoon name because, it's related to crypto and he's not allowed to talk about that and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's 100% why he said that company. It just, oh, it's just such a slap in the face.
Yeah, it just seemed to be like a clear disregard for all the people that got hurt. And, we have to be honest, there's people that lost $10 in Safemoon, right? There's people that lost thousands of dollars in Safemoon. Yeah. There's still people that are holding Safemoon that believe it's going to come back and rise to glory. And I don't think they completely understand what just happened. The whole thing got sold off in pieces. The liquidity was sucked out of it. I want to touch on that real fast, if you guys don't mind. Did you guys happen to see what they had in the liquidity that they sold for? I think it was like $15 million in the wallet. I'm not going to go over all of them, but some of the ones that I thought that was a little interesting was they had 1.8 billion SHIB in that wallet.
I know. I wanted that. Can you just
yeah,
like
drop?
Me too. I was like, I would have felt a little bit like, I don't know, not so. I don't know. I'm not really angry about it, but disappointed if we could have just shared the SHIB with all the people in the that held Safemoon at some point. But they also had 2 million Matic, which I thought was interesting. And like I said, I'm not listing all of them because there was, I don't know, I didn't count them, but 20, 25 different tokens. But they had $700,000 in stable coins, if my math is right, which I thought was like, okay. I mean, that's a lot of money, right? I don't think there's a lot of people have $700,000 in stable coins. And then they had 647 ETH. So I was like, I'd like to have some of that too. Right. It was just interesting that a company that had as little debt as it seemed to have, and I'm not talking about the misallocation of funds and taking things and moving it like that. I just mean the actual debt, that they sold off the pieces. And then they had $15 million worth of crypto in a wallet that ended up being liquidated too. And my first thought is, where does all that money go? Because I know that when they sold the socials, they sold like the tech to somebody else and in different things. It kind of all got divided up. But it seems like to me that financially they weren't really in that bad a shape, even though they didn't know how to manage or go with a budget or anything like that. But what do you guys think when it comes to all that stuff?
So I have so much.
Yeah, go for it. I know you do. That
I can see it all over your face.
So you could just smash it out of the park, Holly.
Well, so that money, what's going to happen is that while it was liquidated, it was over $15 million, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's like 15.1.
Yeah.
I'll say.
And so that's actually going to be used to pay back their creditors, all their creditors. That also includes, the restructuring office, the bankruptcy people, like the
lawyers are going to get some money.
They're going to get a lot of money. And then on top of that, like the Spraggs, Lynn Spraggs filed for, it was like $30,000 a month to maintain SOS. So there's money that's going there. However, once it's all said and done, it then gets allocated to the holders. However, you've got to place a claim in order to get some of your money back. Now, there are so many people who, they're like, F the government, they're not getting my stuff, blah, blah, blah. No problem.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, you can have your beliefs, whatever. Like, it is what it is. But then there are some people who are like, I want to recoup some of my money back, so I'm going to file. Well, they should file, because what's going to happen is that money's then, the leftover is then given back to the owner of the company at the time, which is, guess who? John Caroni. Mm-hmm. But with what another like added layer that people aren't thinking about is, if that happens before the court and all that wraps up, they're going to seize that money. They're going to freeze it. Nothing like, but it goes back to John ultimately. So if he is innocent, guess who gets, a good old fat paycheck? Thank you, CEO. So, and none of it goes back to the holders. And I mean, we can get into that if we want to just roll right into the fact that
go for it.
Company's VGX Foundation is the one that bought the Safemoon tech. Mm-hmm. And then SM Asset Ventures bought the social medias, which include Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, all of the social medias that they have, Twitter being the most valued one at $40,000.
Which is crazy, by the way. That
Yeah.
just followers are worth 40K. But
Right.
go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Along with that, I do believe they bought the contracts of SafeMoon, V1 and V2. And so
I think you're right.
Here's the thing is there is liquidity that is locked up in V1, which I want to say it has another year, maybe year or two. I'm not 100% sure how long that one's locked, but it's still locked.
We forget about that, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. And the second thing is V2 has zero liquidity. The liquidity that was within the V2 was not sold along with the, along with the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for this VGX company to bring it back, and there are, people are thinking, oh, they're going to keep it the Safemoon name. They're going to unpause the contract, blah, blah, blah. That company has to, which is Safemoon Asset Ventures, or Safemoon SM Asset Ventures, which I hear all the time that it stands for Safemoon. I don't know, whatever. I don't care at this point. So what's going to happen in order to unpause that contract? Somebody has to reseed some liquidity in that to get that contract unpaused.
Mm-hmm.
The money that goes into that liquidity is going to be liquidated probably over and over and over again from the people who still hold millions. And then people will then start trading that, maybe, but we're going to let that thing hit rock bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Before anybody puts any money. And that's what I suggest to anybody is let it hit rock bottom before you put money into that. Don't buy pre-sale. I promise pre-sale it'll be under that.
It'll destroy you.
Yeah. And that's like, who even knows? We haven't even given that VGX to tell us what they're going to do with the tech, or this SM Ventures to say what they're going to do with the community, because that's all they bought. That's what they bought is the community. So if you choose to stay, it may not be Safemoon.
Well, and not only that, Holly, they could have corporations all the time buy other people's tech so that they can see what it is, and they may never even use it. It just may be a research thing. So we don't know what they're going to do with it. But you're 100% right. If it trades again, people are going to get what they can out of it. I want to go back to something you said a little earlier too about putting the claims in for what was left over, and the people that say that they still have diamond hands and they're not going to sell anything and things like that. Mm-hmm. But that's fine. But I hope you're in your 20s, because if it would ever make a comeback, it's going to take a couple decades for you to get even again, because it will look. What's 38?
Yeah. What do you think?
No.
What are the odds?
He'll be dead before it gets back up there, Greg.
Shoot. Oh, wait, I'll just be hypothetical.
But in all seriousness, too, though, at the same point, this is a conversation that I have with people all the time when it comes to taxes. At some point, I'm grateful to pay taxes, not because I like taxes, because I think the whole tax structure is completely messed up and I hate it. But if I'm paying taxes, I'm making money, right?
That is true.
I've never had to pay taxes, because when I sold a business, it was worth less than what I paid for it. But I had to pay a ton of taxes when I sold it for 3 or 4 times what it was worth when I bought it. So there is a level of the tax structure that makes me go, okay, I'm going to give Caesar's what is Caesar's. I don't like it, but in that same boat, I did make some money on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the only way people are going to get anything back out of it, if you're still holding, is putting a claim in. And yes, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. But I think that I'm going to hold my tokens. The contract's going to go back live. I'm going to be rich someday. I don't see how that happens. I really just don't. Not in anytime soon. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, and I'm just going to be like 100% honest with you guys as this has been transpiring. And if they come back, Holly, are you going to get back in it? And I'm like, well, I'll trade it. Right. I'm not going to hold it. But
I like that comment. I saw that on X. I thought that was good.
And that's really, I've really did a lot of thinking about just cryptocurrency as a whole. And that's what I do with everything else. Now I have my bags that I hold. I am diamond hands for now, but eventually, in order to make money, you have to sell it. And so I'm not sure even like what idea of utility and tech, honestly.
To an extent, there's that's smart, but not with what ended up going down.
No, and that's what we kept on holding on to is, oh, but they're coming out with this and they're coming out with this and they're coming out with this.
Hype.
And so we were diamond handing as much as we can, but really if they would have dropped the things that they said, was it going to make a difference? Because the wallet wasn't a real big push. It actually downtrended some more. The swap, same thing. So
away from a card.
No, like if I can buy into that part anymore. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like that wouldn't have mattered if they would have dropped all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there was also
crypto. You know what I mean? Like I'm there to make money and I'm there to trade, just like I was in stocks, you know? So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
I mean, let's be honest, there's a weird emotional attachment to some of these things too, right? I mean, I can remember in the beginning, it's
get really weird.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I don't want to sell that yet, you know, and the FOMO gets real too, right? Like if I sell it, say 20 cents and it goes to 24, then I'm like, but then how many people held and saw it to go 26 and next thing you know, it's 11. And I'm not talking about Safemoon, not just as an example. I don't want to talk in things of 4 zeros or 5 zeros, but you know, but I don't do that anymore whatsoever. Like, hey, there are, like you said, I do have some bags that I am hanging on to that I wouldn't consider to be diamond hands because as soon as it hits the threshold I want it to hit, I'm selling it.
Right.
And if it drops again, I might buy some more, but I'm going to take that money. And some of those, SHIB being one of them, is going to be one of those deals that it will be life-changing when it hits. You know, I mean, I won't throw numbers out there, but I was talking with Caleb this week, and one of the things is I actually, when the dip of XRP happened earlier this week, this dude bought a lot more. Same. Because I thought, you know what? I think that 50 cent plateau is kind of like where it's going to be. Like that's going to be the bottom, the floor, I think, for a while. And not financial advice. It's just what I'm seeing. Now, will it dip down to 47, 48 cents? Maybe, but I think that 50 cent mark is a pretty good floor price. Yeah. And with the way that everybody's talking about the tech coming out and the use cases, I guess I should say, not the tech, but the use cases of XRP. I don't know how long it will take, but I think there's a really good chance that thing is going to, from where it's at now, I think that it could very easily like 10x itself. You know, I think it could get to $5. You know, I don't know that it'll be this year, but I could see that being a long-term hold. But wherever my goal is for that bag, when it gets there, I'm selling it. It's just, you know, we talked about this in other episodes, which not to rehash old stuff, but it has been a month since we've been on the air. That are all of our goals are a little bit different. And part of what that is our age, right? Like my goals are different because I've got several years on Greg. We'll just leave it at that. But that's also kind of smart too, right? Like Greg's goals shouldn't be my goals because he has, you know, if everything goes the way it should go, he should have more years to play this. Whereas at a certain point, I will always have, you know, my toes and dipped in there a little bit, but my major staking and my major money is eventually going to start coming back out and using whatever. Now I'm hoping with some of the projects that we're invested in, one of them we're going to talk about here in a little bit, if they are as successful as what I think they're going to be, then I may always have some in there because when going back to taxes, when enough is enough, I don't want to pay taxes on it either, right? So I may end up staking some things.
There we go.
And then at that time, start giving out some seed phrases to some people that if something ever does happen to me, hey, now you manage it for me. But that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So, but I'm with you. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen yet. The only thing that frustrates me a little bit is the fact that people are still out there shilling it hardcore. And that's super irresponsible because we don't know what's going to happen. Now, I'm hoping anybody that's buying the shilling is buying it in like $10 or $20 increments and not hundreds or $1,000 increments. But as soon as if that V2 contract does get unpaused, it's going to go to zero pretty quick, because a lot of people that didn't put in the claim that wish they would have or whatever, they're going to take their money out, and it's going to get real hairy real fast. And I just don't see it being ever again what it was. And just a quick question to you guys. Mr. John decides to start up another token. Are you guys in? Are you going to try to make some money off of it?
I mean, maybe, yeah. Now, hold on. Diversity is key.
Like,
I wouldn't put a whole bunch of money in, but that's a $50, $100 little gamble.
Rode the wave.
I'm not saying I would, but I mean, I definitely wouldn't say no.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. I'm not trying to set you guys up, just for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not, but
I'll just tell you where I'm at. The reason I asked the question.
If I get to drinking. No, I'm just joking.
But at the same time, I just don't think that for the principle of it that I can. I just don't think I can. It goes back to what's the name of that podcast, Holly, that you keep trying to get me to watch that I won't watch?
Safely to the moon.
Yeah, so I won't watch that either, just for the principle of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate those guys. I'm not even mad at them. I lose zero sleep about what happened over the Safemoon deal. I bought in.
Me neither.
I was hyped about it. I probably talked it up too much. But then when things started to look weird, I stopped talking about it. I wasn't excited about it. And then when it was a real thing where something's going on here, then we started saying, hey, now a lot of people think we flipped the script and they hate us for it and this and that. Safemoon doesn't follow us anymore, which whatever. I don't really
who
care.
cares?
It's not the same Safemoon. What people are
Exactly.
it's not the same Safemoon.
Let's touch on that for a second. Let's touch on how did that come out? All of a sudden, that just starts posting the other day. Who's behind that is what I want to know.
I'm almost positive that it's somebody who we know.
I would agree.
That doesn't necessarily talk to us, and that ecosystem that Safemoon graciously started for us. That ecosystem knows who we are, and they don't care for us anymore. Specifically me. Let's just be real honest. It's me. And
Holly.
I don't lose any sleep from that ecosystem.
You did see that I got Flip the Bird on X the other day, didn't you?
Oh,
You did?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Somebody had like this meme up there. The guy just leans over and flips it off. Because remember when I posted that about whatever?
There's your community.
And you said, "Oh, watch out! You have an opinion. Somebody's going to attack you." Yeah, I got Flip the Bird. But whoever that was, if you happen to be watching this, thank you, because I laughed really, really hard when I saw that.
Bring it on.
So, yeah. I'm with you, Holly, though. I do think it's somebody that we know out there. I just don't. Yeah. I don't think they'll ever tell us.
Like I posted yesterday, no love lost, Safemoon, like good luck. That's all. Like I will continue to talk about it when news comes up. So sorry, Maxie's. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna talk about it. Sorry, it just may not be in your favor. But as for telling people about it and spreading the good Safemoon word and all that good stuff, that's a no-go for me. Yeah. Like nobody will know. Like I'm not gonna post it. Oh, I just bought my bag of Safemoon. Buy the dip. That's not gonna be me. But I'm gonna trade that sucker. I'm gonna trade.
Hey, have fun with it.
Especially at the beginning. Like hopefully, please do a pre-sale. Because they're not coming back. They're not unpausing that contract. At very most, they'll come out with a V3.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way they could do it.
Yeah.
And then
somehow trade, V2 contracts or tokens for V3 for the existing holders. Maybe.
The only way that happens, though, is if it's pennies on the dollar. There's no way that comes out the way they want it to. I don't see. Hey, I'll be the first one to eat crow if I have to. I just don't think that there's any way that that's going to go down that way.
I mean, everyone is going to. Somebody's going to eat crow one way or another. If it's us, I don't really care. We all have speculation. We're entitled to our opinions, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm so
Not you,
Of
Holly.
course.
Everyone but you. You
No,
can
yeah,
say
I know.
anything.
everyone
No.
but me. But and the funny thing is I don't go on your page. Why do you come on mine to care? Why are you watching me? Why? Like you don't even follow me, but you're watching me.
My favorite is the ones that will make.
But you're watching me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
scary.
that's the scary part. Weirdos. That's
Or-
what I keep calling
People
them.
love their drama.
Butters. They're weirdos. You're a
But
weirdo.
They are
let's,
weird.
let's talk about this though too. How weird is it when somebody will make a burner account just to talk trash to you? And then we had this probably about a month ago where a guy was talking trash to us, and so I'd had enough, and I just kind of called him out. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna listen to anything you say till you dox yourself, because you have like 10 followers and you're following like 30 people. There's no way you have this strong of opinion about this, and you haven't been on X for like 2 months. Like,
You know
this
what's
is made up.
It's insanity. Like
And then he started quoting somebody from Evergrow, and I'm like,
oh,
what? And it wasn't the guy from Evergrow, but that's who he was trying to pretend like he was. And I'm just like,
oh.
it's so weird. I don't know. But go ahead, Holly. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, the crazy thing is the ones that get me are the ones that cry about why I have them blocked. I've never done anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I was being petty and blocked you just because I felt like it. Okay, let's just go with that. But now people are showing me your true self, and I'm like, thank goodness I blocked you because you're a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. You're acting like a crazy person and then saying, oh, but they call names and they do this and they do that. But you're over there calling people the B word and the C word and the F word and the like.
Ooh, the C word's really bad.
And it's like, but you're playing a victim in another tweet. Like, it's insanity. It is the weirdest thing. And then like you want to like take digs at people's personal life that you don't even know what the story is. And then on top of that, you haven't even come to me to see if it's true or not. You're going based off of that. I will never be friends with people who entertain that can't come to me and say, Holly, this is what is being said about you. Is it true? First off, guys, nobody's business what I do in my personal life.
It's my business.
Yeah. That's like what it is, insanity. And number two, they're bringing up bullshit from 2 years ago, and the bullshit never actually happened probably the way they think it did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you like try to dig at me personally and bring up stuff that you don't know, you damn right you're going to be blocked. Because I was so offended of the allegations because this burner came on and said things about me. I am very offended because you never even bothered to get on my side of the story. And then to see the two people commented on that thing tells me who it is. And I'm disgusted. I am disgusted. And I will not be okay with it ever.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I wouldn't ever let it get to you because people are, I don't know, people that show their true colors like that. Yeah, they just attention whores is what they are.
They wanted you to block them.
Yeah, they just want to be able to see. Yeah, look, I was right.
That, and then the craziest thing to me is about X. That is like, I don't think it's right that they allow harassment. They don't allow all this other random stuff, but harassment is okay. And that's insanity to me.
I think sometimes that's being covered by AI type programs, and they don't know that they can, if they were to try to censor harassment, I think they would end up censoring a bunch of stuff because usually that's worked off keywords. Yeah. And so I don't know how they would do that. I mean, that's where maybe someday AI can get there, or a program like that can get there. But if you're telling it to look for, the word bread, because when, that's 99% of the time it's a negative word. If it's used positively, I'm using bread on purpose. Okay. I know, because it's pretty innocent, but if it's used positive, then that's going to get banned too. That person's going to get kicked because I don't know how many X users. I'm getting real close to quit calling it Twitter. And then I bet Elon changes it back, and then I'll be screwed up for the rest of my life.
Right.
But I think that would be pretty hard. I think that's where the block button comes in because I really don't care. This is a platform for people to be able to express themselves, to be able to communicate with one another, and it is what it is. And there's probably more bad that comes out of it than there is good.
Yeah.
But I just don't let that bother you whatsoever.
It just is like it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting behavior because I am not the one going out and causing, I'm not saying I tried to block you so that you didn't have to worry about what I had to
Yeah.
but yet even though I'm blocked, you're out there commenting on filth that you didn't even bother to ask me. Like and then you're out, you're playing a victim. I didn't do anything. Well, you did now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot forgive. I really can't forgive people who place judgment on another without hearing every side they possibly can. I just can't.
Well, they just don't care. And we got to get kind of back to the reason this all got started. And that's because a bunch of people got financially hurt.
Yeah.
If everybody was millionaires right now, nobody would care whatsoever. But people got hurt. Some people got crushed.
Yeah.
And, I even saw a comment just this morning. I think it was, maybe it was last night. I don't know, for anybody that might know what I'm talking about, that there was a guy that says, my biggest bag still is Safemoon. And I thought, what?
Oh,
Like, how's that even
very much
possible?
else.
I mean, if you are a serious investor, I mean, I don't know what else to call us, even though I know that some people say that we're not investors in crypto, whatever. But if you're doing this and you're serious about it, how can that be your biggest bag? And if it is, no wonder you're so angry.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I would be pretty
just a
angry
little
too
project.
if I had, say, bought, I don't know, what's a big number of Safemoon? 500 million Safemoon. I had 500 million Safemoon in my wallet, and all this happened. I'd be pretty angry too, and I didn't lose $10 to Safemoon. I lost a few $1,000s to Safemoon, and so to each their own and whatever that is. But we got to get back to kind of the root problem of it. Even when everything was going well, there were still some whatever.
Yeah.
But now that it's flipped, like that whole community it's just kind of imploded, and some of the pieces are picking up each other out here, but it'd be real hard for it to get back to where it was. That's just
I just don't see it. I don't see it ever. It's not Safemoon.
No, it's not the same.
No, like I don't know. To me, if I was the one that bought it, I don't think I would keep it Safemoon's name.
No.
But maybe I just didn't have the loyalty that people have to the Safemoon name.
And I've been super wrong. Yeah, I've been super wrong before, but I don't think that's the plan. I really think whoever bought the tech may use it for something, but I really do feel like, because we saw that there were all these things, but none of them were complete. My guess is they want to see what that is. It's not like they had to spend millions of dollars to get this tech, right? And R&D for big companies is, they have, I don't know how big this company is in their resources, but there are R&D places and companies where they spend millions of dollars on stuff like this, and they may never even use it for anything. So I don't know.
True.
I don't.
It's true.
We'll just have to see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm choosing to look at the positives in the space, and choosing to look at tokens and coins that I think there can be some money made on. And there's a lot of them out there. And I think with the halving that happened with Bitcoin, it's following some of the same trends as it did before. It kind of going to trade sideways. Maybe we're probably a few more months out before that thing starts to take off. But I think we're closer than that for the altcoins to start to take off. And then when they all do, then we'll be in that full-fledged bear market or bull market. So I just don't know exactly what that looks like. Honestly, I don't think anybody really knows. We can't tell you at this certain date, at this certain time, things are going to go up and not come back down.
Right.
But keep your eyes open because there are going to be some good projects. And also, there's going to be some
Yeah.
really, really good scams out there. So do your research. And we will try to do that along with you guys. And if we do see obvious scams, we'll try to throw that out there. But we don't ever want to get into the boat of financial advice. But speaking of that, I do want to throw a couple shout outs out there. So our friends over at InterLink have got some pretty cool stuff going on, and their swap just went live today. So congratulations on that. It is a project that we are rooting for. I personally, just so everybody knows, and one of my goals for season 3 is to be 100% transparent without using numbers. But I'm rooting for a project like InterLink, and I haven't even invested in it yet. So, but I do think I do like the people behind it. So when I say congratulations, I'm not sitting here trying to pump charts. And with the 3 people that are watching us live right now, it's not that we can pump charts. But listen, our friend Deb on X said the other day, she's like, most people they root for you until you do better than they are. I think for the most of us, and I probably butchered what she put out there, but I responded. I said, not me. I want everyone to do better than I am. Okay. That's just what I want. I don't really care about me when it comes to that. So we will try to bring you good guests that can expand your knowledge or onto a project. Keep your eyes peeled for Diamond Swap. That's going to be a huge project. There's some things going on behind the scenes. I'm still hoping one day we can get Hank on here and we can talk about it. And I think within the next 4 to 6 weeks, the thing's going to be hopping. Our friends over at DFS Mafia, they got some stuff coming up. If you've been paying attention to the partnerships that they've got going on, and I only highlight those because, and I don't want to keep going because I don't want to forget someone because we're rooting for a lot of people in this space. But for the people to keep continually be on the pros or the plus side or the negative side of just Safemoon, you're missing out. There are great projects out there, and I haven't even touched some of the ones that people have made pretty good bank on the Solana chain and things like that. So there's a lot out there. And if nothing else, just pay attention to the blue chips. We've been able to make pretty good money over the last 2 to 3 months just on blue chips. So everyone should have a smile on their face, I would say, in about 6 months if they play their cards right. But if we keep getting caught in this darkness and this like, woe is me, or shilling projects that have nothing going for them, then we're all going to be pretty sad in 6 months. So anything else that you guys actually, I did want to talk about one more thing. I don't want to necessarily make this forever, but speaking of making money, Holly, our favorite DJ over here, found herself a play this last week. And you want to just kind of walk people through the steps of how you come across some of these things? Because I don't think people really know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I do is when I'm bored, I start.
No, Holly, let's be honest. When you're at work.
No. I'm
sorry. Somebody at your work might be watching. When Holly's bored.
Like, thanks, Josh. That was like straight through under the
guess what? Holly got fired.
No. So I actually am on Deck Screener probably all day. And it is looking at all charts, whether it's on the Solana chain or the BSC chain, or I'm Ethereum chain. Like I'm always looking at the different coins that are trending, kind of looking at, the pattern of the chart. And I get in when I can, if I see them. Well, I came across this one called Cat GPT. And it's on the Solana chain. And so
of course you would buy that.
Right. And it was like on its way down. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. And so I just kept watching it and it hit like rock bottom. rock bottom. And I don't know. I honestly, cannot tell you why or what it was that said, throw some money in there.
Yeah.
Just throw a little bit and see what happens. What do you have to lose? Well, besides, what I throw in. And so I did at like the very bottom, and that dang thing took off.
Mhm.
And I mean, I kept, and it wasn't like it was just one. Well, I mean, it kind of was one giant red candle, and then it would dip down just a little bit and then go back up. And I'm like, eventually this is going to have to die out. It didn't for 2 straight days. It just kept going. And I mean, I was watching it a lot. Unfortunately, I had some things happen where I had missed a day. Damn, I was doing so
Yeah.
good.
I can't believe you brought it up.
Yeah. But
all right,
maybe
Holly.
that wasn't like the worst thing that could have happened, because when I looked at it the next time, it was up like 780 something percent. And so, and the funny thing is I kept on taking, 10% out and 25% as it was going up. So I just kept making money off of it and taking out just little by little. And once it hit, that number and I saw that it started coming back down, I pulled it all.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, I just can't believe that you would have, like, you would trade in something and then actually try to make money on it. That's just super weird.
I know.
I mean, who does that?
Right.
And the thing is like when I first, got in it like went down even more. So I was like, apparently this isn't rock bottom, right? But it wasn't that much longer that it started uptrending and then didn't stop. And so as long as you pay attention and look at the trend, and honestly, like the amounts of money is a big deal. If you see people throwing 20, 30, 50, I saw somebody throwing $300,000 into this chart. I knew I kind of found that hidden gem. I mean, and they were taking it out as much as they were putting it in.
Oh, yeah.
So don't get me wrong. Like those things kind of make your heart stop a little bit when you see those big, big sales that make that chart go, down. But then when you see them throwing, and it's just bots throwing it right back in, you just have to watch that trend and you can make money. I mean, I did that one. And then there's this other one called Maneki, and it's a Japanese token. And so, we have the barbershop group where we all put in $50 in a pool, and they said, here you go, Holly, go trade. And so I'm trading with everybody's money. So there is an extra pressure, but all of us have, the wallet address. You can go in there and see everything I do in there. So it's all full transparency. And then by the end of it, when they say, Holly, I want my cut. Okay, here you go. And I'll send them their money. And it's been working. We've actually I think we're up 3x of what we initially put in there. So, and that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, we happened to be with you when you were stressed out about one of those trades.
Yeah. Yeah. Mima actually text me while we were in Vegas, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta look. It's kind of funny because we're like, oh my gosh, did you see our Japanese coin? Like we have little names for our different coins that we're in, and it's just a lot of fun when it's a group trading thing. Because everybody either gets excited and then we all kind of vote of how much do we want to put in this token, or what are you guys' thoughts, in or out? I mean, they kind of leave it up to me to really trade, like do the more day trading stuff to it. And then when it gets to a point, I'll tell them, like with the Maneki, I think that's how you say it. I saw that it was started going down, and I messaged them and said, what do you think, guys? It's not moving. It's kind of stagnant. Do we just take our money out and then just see what happens from here? So we all just vote. Like it's a fun time. I love it.
I was going to say, a lot of times that's a lot more fun too, whenever you got people that you can talk to that will not just tell you what you want to hear, but actually give you good advice too. Like, I've had people before that, and most of you are sitting in this little conference room thing, whatever podcast, that go, oh no, you shouldn't sell yet, or yeah, get out of that thing. Like, what are you doing? And it's just nice for people to look out for one another.
Yeah, and I mean, there has been times where some are like, no, let it ride, and some are like, no, let's take it, let's take our profit, what we can out, or whatever. And so we kind of meet in the middle, where it's like, okay, I'll take out 50%, let the rest ride, or 25% profit. Well, and when you have just a group that's excited with you or worried with you, it kind of is just a lot of fun. And so I don't know if it's great that I'm teaching them like my Degen ways, but it's been working. So
you haven't corrupted me yet, Holly. You haven't got me yet.
I know. But then you get people like, why didn't you tell me? And I don't want to be responsible if you lose money. I don't want to be responsible for it.
Well, and sometimes you can throw that out there, but man, we have to remember that we're all responsible when we hit the buy button ourselves, or if we would send something to somebody to have them trade it for us, that we're the ones that decided that, hey, this is what we're going to do, and then this is what we did, and can't be mad because somebody saw something or this or that. Because I would say that not most of the time, but I would say that there's just as many, if not more, misses than there are hits. But when those hits are 700%. And the misses, you lose $30 on a miss, but maybe make $900 on a hit. You can miss quite a few times before you're the negative.
Exactly.
So I get the appeal of it. I'm just not there yet. That's just not my game.
It's not for everybody. I really have taken out the emotional side. And that's one of the things that I've been telling you guys is I made more money when I was off of Twitter than I was on Twitter. Well, now I'm trading off of Twitter because I do so much better when I don't know the team behind it, and I don't know the community, because now I'm dumping on them as I sell. I don't have that, and that's probably the best thing that can happen. And so
that's good.
Yeah, you bring that up, and I'll just say something. I had this conversation with a guy just the other day, as a matter of fact, and he goes, "I'm jealous of you." And I said, "Why would you be jealous of me?" And he's like, "Because you actually got to meet project leads of these teams, via the interview, not like in person. Some of them we met in person, but and so you get a really good feel of what that looks like and this and that." And not all of them, because I don't want to go throw all of our guests in the same bucket, but there were several of them that's where I lost the most money. So it's not always the greatest thing in the world to have that emotional attachment to a person or a project, because it didn't always pan out the greatest, sometimes read the room wrong type thing. So
no, I mean, I could say I met John Crony, and the worst part is a lot of you guys, I keep
we circle back around.
I have always I've met so many people, right? Like in this whole journey, and I've met a lot of really supposed bad people, a lot.
Yeah.
and people, I don't even know why. I've met some really amazing people as well. I don't want to take that away. And there you go, Caleb.
Wow.
No, and I mean, but leads of projects, I've met quite a bit. Unfortunate for them, not doing so hot. Yeah, but I can say yes, I met John Caroni.
All right. Well, before we get on to the rest of the program, so people, I don't know what road that's going to go down. Listen, I've got no filter this season, and so my only filter is to just kind of try to guide the ship a little bit. So, but I did want to touch up on our schedule moving forward in season 3. So we've had a lot of real life things going on during season 2. We were not very consistent in getting podcasts out. As a matter of fact, my DMs, it was funny. This week I got a bunch of DMs like, when are you guys coming back on the air? And because it had been a while, but this year, instead of celebrating with going out and doing videos and podcasts, we actually just took the weekend off on our anniversary to just veg out. And then Holly had things in her life, Caleb had things in his life, Greg had things in his life. As you can see by my background, I don't live in the same place that I used to live. So I had that going on, which was a month full of renovations of a house. So, but I feel like we're back. And so our goal would be bring you a live broadcast every Sunday. There will be Sundays that we probably won't be able to. There will be Sundays that may not be right at 6 o'clock Central. As a matter of fact, when we get off the air, I need to talk to you guys about next Sunday. My real life job is kind of getting in the way, and I got a baccalaureate that I'm supposed to attend and like talk at, and it starts at 6. So we either need to do it early or we would have to skip a week, but it's graduation season. It's just nuts. Life is nuts sometimes, and we've just kind of been in that. But I just want everybody to know that we're not going anywhere, and not because we're making money off this deal, because we're having too much fun. And so we will have a more regular schedule moving forward. But thanks for sticking it out with us, and that's just kind of what we're looking at. Anything else before Caleb gets to Caleb's choice?
It's time for Caleb's choice.
Greg, do you have a cryptic corner today? I forgot to ask you that earlier.
I didn't plan on it, but I can talk about something. Yes.
This was the best one.
There's always something I can talk about.
All right.
It's really something.
Yes.
It's time for Caleb's choice.
His choice.
His rules.
You're up.
I got that on the soundboard. His rule.
His rule.
All right, first question. This week was the NFL draft this weekend. How did your guys' teams do?
Holly, let's start with you.
You guys are going to have to tell me. I know, as bad as it sounds, I have not watched 1 second of it. I don't know anything. There's just life has ran me over.
Yeah.
And then backed up and then ran me over again. So yeah.
The only thing I heard about the Rams, Holly, is the fact that you guys have the coolest war room in the draft.
Oh, really?
I didn't even see it, but there was many things floating around on X and ESPN about the war room that the Rams had. I don't know what that means.
Right now. Rams.
But what do you guys think about the Chiefs draft?
I'll be honest, I haven't kept up at all either.
I'm glad we got the wide receiver because there's a good chance Rice won't be playing much this year.
Yeah, he's probably going to spend some time on the sidelines there with his suspension, I would guess, for being an idiot.
Or in jail.
Yeah, but we did get the
one that left the scene after crashing.
Yeah, they crashed and just walked down the highway like idiots.
Didn't he hurt somebody?
Yeah.
There were people that, luckily no one died or he'd be in jail right now like Henry Ruggs with the Raiders. But apparently nobody learned from that. I liked our draft, Caleb. I liked the fact that we got the receiver. Hopefully he'll turn out to be something. I like the fact that we drafted a couple offensive linemen that we needed because we've got one hole this year, but we're going to have multiple holes over the next few years because guys are going to start moving on or their contracts are going to be too big.
Yeah.
I think we got Travis Kelce's replacement, the tight end out of TCU, which that was a major thing on X. It's like, how are all these tight ends going and this guy's not being drafted? Like he was rated like the number 2 or 3 tight end of the draft.
Yeah.
And the only reason he wasn't higher was because of some stuff that we're not going to get into.
Is that a sign that Kelsey's leaving after this year?
I think if they win the Super Bowl, I think there's a real good chance he'll retire.
Yeah.
I think if he wins 3 in a row, he's probably going to be done. But if not, I mean, Kelsey he hurt himself his first year, didn't do much his second year. It was year 3 before he really kind of broke out. So
that's usually what happens though. Like the first year they come out and they actually do really well. The second year they go into like the sophomore slump.
Yep. It's called the sophomore slump for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happens is they're so excited and they're all in, and then they get that taste of success and think it's going to be easy. And they don't realize that these perennial all pros work their tail off year round to keep getting better. And then they get passed on the depth chart by somebody and they're like, wait, what happened? Yeah. So, but all in all, I think it was a pretty good draft for our team. At least we're not the Falcons. Anybody see what they did?
No,
they gave Kirk Cousins like a 5-year, $200-some million contract, and with the number 8 pick of the draft, drafted Washington's quarterback.
What?
Yeah. And they guaranteed Cousins like $110 million.
Yeah.
What? Wait, Washington, the Huskies quarterback?
Yeah. Penix Jr. or something.
Yeah, Penix. Is that his name? Is it Washington or Washington State? I thought it was Washington.
Washington.
Yeah. He had a really good year. I mean, they made the college football playoff.
Yeah, he's a decent quarterback.
He got drafted number 8 and to a team that just signed a free agent quarterback to a 5-year deal.
Penix.
Yeah. So they're
Wow.
idiots. All right, Caleb, your next question.
Crazy. I don't know what order you have, but
The way you texted it to me.
but on my phone with me.
There's your next question, Caleb.
Okay. Thank you. They're in the process of filming Bad Boys 4, I think. Might be 3. But do you guys know who the original cast
4.
was? Is it 4?
Yeah.
It wasn't Martin Lawrence and Will Smith?
They're like the 3rd or 4th choice.
Stop
Oh.
it!
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
I do not know who the original choice for that was.
What is that?
Does anybody remember what year it
Don't
came
look
out?
up yet.
I'm not.
Well, look up the
Are you
year,
looking
Holly.
it up?
That might help us with the
Original
guess.
cast? Okay.
Don't look at the original cast.
Oh.
She's cheating.
Well,
Cheater.
no. I wasn't trying to.
I'm gonna
93?
Morgan Freeman.
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, it was in 1983, Caleb? Does that sound right? Sean,
95.
394, yeah, somewhere in
but
there.
does Sean Penn sound right?
No. He might have been in the original 2 that they picked.
So
Brad Pitt.
95.
They were both comedians.
Adam Sandler.
Is that your guess?
No.
Could it be Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans? Because they did that.
Yes, I know. Bulletproof.
Yeah, Bulletproof. That was actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Was it a
Mark
Saturday
Wahlberg.
night?
They're both on SNL, or were on SNL.
It's probably like Rob Schneider and
Is it Matthew McConaughey?
No.
I cannot even
95.
find Jim Mooney.
Chris
I'll
Farley.
give you one.
Okay.
is David Spade one?
John Lovitz.
Oh,
John Lovitz.
I love it. Love
What?
it.
Yeah.
Who's the second one?
Oh, I know. I got nothing.
Go ahead.
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey and John Lovitz are going to be Bad Boys.
I can't see that.
Well,
That
that's-
would have been a horrible
It
movie.
got postponed for a little bit. Dana Carvey was doing another project and he couldn't come back, so they went and recast it. I think they did a good job with the recast.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean Dana Carvey could
They
be
probably
the
had
Martin
rewrite it a
Lawrence
little
character, but
Yeah.
John Lovitz could not be the Will Smith character. That's super weird to me.
Let me see.
Yeah, strange.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
Next.
Well, I almost had the same question. Okay. It's s'more season. How do you guys
How
like
do you not know what questions you sent me?
I have a list of them. I got bunches of them.
Oh, okay. You got post-it notes everywhere.
Because I have one that's
You're like-
similar to what we might hear from later. I'm going to type my
River. Hey, River.
S'more season. How do you guys like your marshmallows cooked? When you guys have s'mores at a campfire?
Burnt.
I don't like them burnt. Mm-mm.
I do.
Either. I like mine a really good golden brown,
Golden brown?
but
Yes.
enough to where it's like all the sides are crunchy so that it's gooey in the middle.
Yeah.
So how
yeah.
many of them do you
Yeah,
throw away before you eat them?
I mean, it depends. If I will not light it on fire either. I don't like to light them on fire.
Yeah.
See, I get it to where you
Kill them too fast.
I
I
get
want
it to
it
where you get
squishy.
it, and then I light it on fire and blow it out real fast, and that's
Yeah,
how I eat
see,
it.
no. And I'm just a slow cooker. I'll sit there and I will
Golden
let it,
brown.
and then I'll pick it up and look at it and then put it back. Like I'm a very slow cooker.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like it super squishy.
Mm-mm.
I like it a little bit cold in the middle still, but still
Oh,
gooey on the
no.
outside.
No, I like it.
Huh.
Now I want a s'more.
Yeah.
See, and here's a very
Hershey's.
unpopular opinion.
Wait, it's
I'm not a
almost
huge-
s'more season. Is s'more season that's like more of a fall.
Oh,
No, it's whenever.
It's just
No.
camping.
I was gonna say what? When you said s'more season, I'm like thinking fall. That's like
Well, they're in the
October.
store right now. They're everywhere.
It's like Halloween time.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
They're putting them out in the store right now, so that's why I said s'more
Oh,
season.
Caleb, I
How
love
about
you. I was just gonna let it slide, but not these two. They're just gonna.
Yeah,
just jump
I
on
knew
me.
that was messed up, dude. I was
Go
just
to
saying
Walmart
that
Dollar
at first.
General. They have an aisle of s'mores.
How about the marshmallows with the chocolate in it? Mmm.
I didn't know that
That's
was a thing.
oh, dude. I won't even. I'll just eat them. Yeah, there's marshmallows with like hard chocolate in the middle, so it melts inside the marshmallow.
Where do you get these? I've never seen these.
I've
Are those
bought them at
giant
Walmart
ones?
before.
Those giant square ones that fit on the graham cracker.
Yeah,
Not the
I
little
just
tiny
eat them.
guys, the big giant
With the,
ones.
they're just good by themselves.
With,
You can go through a whole bag of them really quick.
I
they're
unpopular
stuffed puffs.
Stuffed puffs.
stuff.
Yep.
Puffs.
I think that's
I've never even. I don't buy marshmallows like ever really. So
See, this is why people should pay attention to this podcast because you
I
will learn
know.
something.
yeah.
maybe
You'll never go back.
Just never know.
Our next taste test, we're gonna do stuffed puffs. I'll
Okay.
guys all stuffed puffs. And
Hey,
that's-
See,
we might
you
actually
don't-
have a good taste test.
I
then.
know. Any
Wow.
takers on who wants to be the next guest?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you
Yeah,
don't have to buy the Hershey bars. You just got
You
the
better-
marshmallow with chocolate already in it.
No, that's kind of crazy. That is gonna be. I'm gonna send you guys stuffed puffs for our
Okay.
next test because I've never even. I didn't know it was a thing, but
I didn't
Now
either.
I
I just saw my Walmart and was like, yep, having that.
this is it. I mean,
My
This
dad
is
was
it.
on that.
Bingo.
I'm the rare person that doesn't like marshmallows that much, anyway. So, yeah, that's
I'm not
not my thing.
And
me neither, but with chocolate in it, yeah.
I'll always be down for a s'more, but I can only have one.
S'more season.
But
S'more season.
it's
All year round.
Hey, Shauna, it's s'more season.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Get to work. It's s'more season.
I need a t-shirt.
Get the pokers out.
Caleb, you
Get
burn yours. You didn't answer it.
It's mellow season.
Yeah, light brown.
yeah,
don't
me
like
and
burn
Caleb are
either.
slow cookers.
Yeah.
Caleb knows.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
All right, Holly, you want to ask your question?
Yes. So, have you ever spotted anything weird in someone else's home?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but what? What was it?
Josh has some weird stuff.
Yeah. So you have to remember that the three of us were service plumbers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we got
that's
to
what I
go
was
in
thinking.
people's houses all the time.
I've seen some.
I know. That's
I've
why
seen
I'm
some
like, super
really
intrigued about this.
weird things in people's homes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing I saw. I was actually thinking that when I was plumbing.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I've seen like alligator rugs.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if that's
Like
weird.
real ones?
Yeah.
I actually was doing plumbing in a bathroom, like the master bath of this bedroom, and this couple had a naked portrait of his wife above the bed.
Oh my gosh!
And guess who answered the door? His wife. That's how I knew it was his wife. I was like,
I've been in that house.
yeah, Caleb's been in that house. That's
Oh,
super weird.
It is odd.
feel like I heard about that place.
Yeah.
Well, there's that house.
Was it a regular
Uh,
customer?
We've been there a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't name
I
any
remember
names.
hearing. I don't know if I've been there, but
That might have been the weirdest inside the house. I do have a story for outside the house, but yeah, but somebody else can go first.
I
Weird.
went to a lawyer's house in Kansas City that was like this mansion that looked it looked like a magazine cover. Nothing was out. Like it was like it didn't look like anyone lived there. There's furniture and stuff, but there was like no like trash or anything. It was like perfect house. I was replacing the dishwasher, and I look over and sitting on top of the microwave is this box of Bootios.
Bootios,
It just caught my
Bootios.
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 It's a cereal
It's
of
a cereal.
the New Day.
But it's so weird.
Dude, it's a new day.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
That's a clean version of something I've seen. What about you, Greg?
Wow.
Ah, shoot. I don't know. I would say the alligator rug.
Okay.
That
I
is
mean, I'm-
odd.
What's it? Remember that one house, Caleb, that was had that big spiral glass
Yeah.
from like it had lights in it, went all the way from like the
Yeah.
basement to the very top floor. They had like a golf course in the back.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
I mean, that
Oh,
piece
I've
of
been
glass
to that
was pretty-
house. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been to there.
It was a $60,000 fixture.
Yeah, light fixture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was mega.
Yeah, I don't even know how they got it in there. I
But
don't know.
I don't know. That might be the weirdest I can think of off the top of my head.
Well,
What
that
about-
house
well-
in Loch Lloyd, that doctor's house. If you go
Yeah.
down to the basement, there's some weird stuff down there. I can't
I-
talk about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I know that
I
one.
was trying to
Oh,
find the
yeah.
water heater, and you walk in that room, you're like, it's like,
Oh, wait.
yeah, I don't need to be in this room.
You can-
It's like a
All right.
sex dungeon or something.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say dominatrix. There,
Oh my
that's the weirdest.
gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
I've
And they
seen
were
that.
old. I walked in there,
Yep.
like, whoa. It's like,
Yeah,
water heater's not in here.
that's a weird one.
Wow, nope, never been in that house. Thank goodness.
Caleb's like hanging on it, going, "How does this work? Is this where the water heater back here? I found your leak.
Oh my gosh.
Can you unhook this? Because I can't get out." As he gets whipped.
Oh,
I don't think Caleb getting chained up unless he wants to be.
Nah.
Got
Just for
chained
the
up
record.
somewhere
oh wow.
on the street.
Yeah.
Holly, what about you?
So I think the strangest thing that I have ever seen, because I saw this question and I was like, that's a good one, because the bros, like, I know they probably seen like it all. But then I started having issues with what I've seen. And I think the strangest thing is a dog that was stuffed,
Oh,
a
yeah.
taxidermy or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was real, and it was laying down, like, you know, with his paws out like this, like, and it looked like a stuffed animal, but it was real. And that
Oh, yeah.
shit is creepy to
It
me.
is.
That
It's
is
different.
so creepy. I still like it freaks me out. It freaks me out even still.
Hmm.
But
I
yeah,
think
that's
it's,
probably the
poor
strange.
old Yeller.
I don't live in the right region to have this opinion, but I've never understood mounting animals and hanging them on your wall anyways.
No,
I've
me
never,
neither. But
like around here, like you mount your deer head or, you
Yeah.
know, people have stuffed bears and whatever. I'm like, I don't really want that in my house. I don't know. It's
What
just
about a
weird to me.
fish? What about a fish?
no, well,
No, I don't need to stuff a fish either. I don't care how big it is.
Yeah.
I almost did once, but it sat in the freezer too long.
Oh my gosh, Greg.
Yeah, it was big.
What kind of fish
It's
was
just
it?
something
It was a
that-
7.5 pound bass.
That was a big fish.
It was
I think
big.
for me, like, because I'm such an animal lover, that the thought that keeps going through my brain is it's real. Like that once was real, and I don't know. It freaks me out. I don't know. It freaks
I
me
think
out.
it's weird.
This is a lovely room of death.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Take care of
it's
it. Bye bye
true.
now.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you about this other house on the outside. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So we
Okay.
were plumbing it was a complete remodel. So there was no bathrooms in there. Like all the plumbing was gutted. And when you have to go, right? So I had to go into my bladder. So I went outside. And it's in the country. Okay. So it wasn't like it was in the middle of Kansas City. And I'm walking, trying to find a place where there's a little bit of privacy. And there's this group of trees. So I go over into that area. And as I start to do my business, I look over to my left because something caught my eye. There was a 9-foot tall statue of Bigfoot in these bushes.
Ooh.
It scared the crap out
Pee
of
on
me.
yourself.
Oh, good thing you're already
I
peeing.
might a little
Jeez.
bit.
Good thing you already had your pants down. That's all I
got
got
it on
to
my
say.
phone because when I got done, I took a picture and I showed the guy I was working with. I was like, "I've met Bigfoot." He's like, "What?" And I showed it to him, and yeah, 9-foot tall statue of Bigfoot. It just in these trees. Weird. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That would, yeah, I would freak out too.
Yeah, I had to take a picture because I didn't think anybody would believe me. So
Oh
gosh.
yeah, I was gonna
Caught you
say,
with your
"Are you
pants
sure
down.
it wasn't real. Like you're sure was a
I'm
statue?
sure. I promise you.
Yeah, well,
That
no, I
same
believe that
Sasquatch
you
again.
saw it, but I like, are you sure it was fake?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Oh, it
okay.
didn't look real.
No, because I was actually going to take a selfie with it, but then I'm not very good at that, and so I just took a picture of it.
Didn't
Or
you see
maybe
a
it
real
just-
And it was like in mid stride,
It-
like
It
like
comes
was
alive at
walking.
night. It turns to stone during the day.
Mm.
Oh,
In
kind of like Toy
mid-stride.
Story. Whenever
Josh,
the
did
Yeah.
kids
you
are
and your
gone.
cousin see a Bigfoot
Yes.
when you were little?
Yeah.
Yes, Caleb.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
In someone's backyard.
I actually saw when I don't know what it was, but it scared the crap out of us, and we ran like a mile to get away from it because we came across like a Bigfoot like creature in Harrisonville, Missouri. As a matter of fact,
Oh, it might be behind my house. I keep hearing weird noises.
could be.
It was
I'm
close.
Like
telling
no
you.
joke, no joke. And then
You know
the
those
owls.
old like rundown apartments are at?
Yes,
That's where we
Thunderbird.
used to. Yes, we lived there for a while. When they weren't run down then, but there's woods behind them. And
Yep.
yeah, that's where I saw Bigfoot. It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Greg, you ready for Cryptic Corner?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I really didn't prepare anything today, but however,
Perfect.
I was going to ask you guys about what you think about what's going on in Antarctica. Like the holes open in the ground. Do you think there's an underground world there? Like in the
No.
movie Alien vs.
No.
Predator?
Did you also hear that people are trying? They're like a lot of people are trying to get over there because there's gold in the lava. There's dust of gold
Really?
in the lava, and they're saying that it produces so many ounces or $6,000 worth a day.
Yeah.
Of gold.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez. Well,
Yeah.
people aren't allowed over there.
See, that's what I said. So I was having this
Mm-mm.
discussion with Mike, and he was like, "Yeah, you can," and I'm like, "No, you're not
Mm-mm.
allowed to go there."
Mm-mm.
You know where they let people? There's like a little
small
island
portion. Yeah.
that everybody gets to go to, like McEwen or something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a little island. It's not even part of where supposedly Antarctica is.
That's what I've always known is that you have to get special permission from somebody to go there. Like it's
Who's
not.
the somebody?
I
Right?
don't even know. Like I don't even know.
They fly you to. You can go there, but you can't go there,
Mm.
kind of thing.
Well, there's been
Yeah.
more and more videos popping up of people trying to get there being intercepted by military
Yep.
ships.
Yep.
Because now that it's becoming a big thing on like social media, people are actually trying to get there and you can't get there.
Did you?
So-
Yeah.
That's
Did you guys
crazy.
see that storm that supposedly came from Antarctica like last
Twice.
week? It was like huge.
Yeah, it was the second
It's-
time. One was
it's
when
like-
the eclipse happened, and then this second time that it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And they say there's like whatever they got over there, something underground can generate these things.
Wow.
It's like a weapon. And some of these things have happened on accident. Like I think New Zealand, the earthquake in New Zealand, supposedly was caused by this. And it wasn't intentional, it was an accident.
They pushed the wrong button.
Pushed the wrong button. They were running an experiment and they didn't know what they were doing. And there went New Zealand. My
Wow,
bad.
Yes. Sorry.
That's
And all the
crazy.
countries in the world have treaties. They're peaceful there. Everything, it's like it's like neutral.
Yeah.
They're all good. No matter what's going on over there, we're all good here.
So it's a
Let's keep
portal.
this
you
under
think?
wraps. I think there's something sketchy going on.
I think there's two. I don't know that there's an
Yeah.
underground I can't say the word civilization there, but there's definitely something going on down there. Why would you pick like the coldest place in the world and one of the hardest places to get to,
Right.
and all that stuff to do? I mean, your curiosity can only run so deep, right? Like, hey, let's go check
Mhm.
it out. Yeah, it's cold as all get out, and there's lots of ice. Let's go back home. You know, instead they're setting up shop there and doing things, and I think it's super weird. But I don't know that there's a civilization down there. But I also do think though that there's a lot of stuff that the governments do, not just our government, but the governments in general
Mhm.
do that we'll never know about. But I
Right.
do think some of those things are starting to come to light because of social media, and that everyone has a 4K camera on their phone now.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe in Bigfoot, because nobody's got a real good picture of him yet. But
I'll get one. I'll get a picture for you.
are you going to go hunt him?
Well,
Yeah, I'll go find him.
Okay.
I'll bring him on the
I
podcast.
I-
as a
What
guest.
said about aliens though? Like
what about aliens?
I said the same thing can be said about aliens. People are like, "Oh, I've seen him. I've seen him." Well, pull out your camera and take a picture. because
because you
I
do
wanna
for
say-
everything else, right? I mean, people are getting assaulted on the street, and instead of helping them, people take their
I
phones
can't
out.
stand that.
Yeah.
Like,
Me either. It drives me insane. So you're telling me if that's
Yeah.
the case, we can't. Somebody's not going to take a picture of an alien. Like I don't know.
Well, you guys,
Ah.
I know the funniest story. So I was out with my dogs out in the backyard, and it was like sun was just about down. Like it was just kind of light outside, but not quite light enough. Like I can't explain it, but all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, oh, a shooting star. I was like, oh, that's awesome. But it kept going, and all of a sudden it like went into like a ball of fire, right? And it's like coming down, and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm trying, like, I had to go get my phone. The ball of fire broke out, and just like little pieces of fire were all over the place. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went and got my phone. I was recording, and it was terrible, but you were able to see the little dots of fire. And I was like, and they just kind of hovered for such a long time. And I was like, what could that be? I think I just saw like a plane explode or a UFO, aliens are coming. It's over.
It's over. It's over.
Take me now.
Tap it out.
This is a big
Take me
event,
to
and
your
I was
leader.
like, I'm ready. No, but so then I'm like, a couple hours later, I'm on Facebook, and in our city, there's like a chat and news page, and on there it was skydivers. They went on this run, and they were flared. They flare jumped, so they had flares to them. And so they all got together to create this like fireball, and then they all separated. It was awesome, but I mean, I was a little.
But it wasn't the end.
It wasn't.
Like, why can't I see a freaking alien? Like, I've invited them. Nothing. Like, I talked to him in the sky. Nothing.
Wait, what?
Like, come in peace.
They
Like, come show me.
You may have visitors.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing that's confirmed before I die is that there is confirmed other life out there. I want to know for myself.
The truth is out there.
Yeah.
There's something out there.
So that's my one hope is I find out that there is other life. I believe there is, but it's kind of like I really need it confirmed for me.
Yeah. It's just funny how they can't really just confirm it. But maybe they're interdimensional. I don't know.
Yeah.
A different spectrum that we can't see. And sometimes they become visible.
They're chilling at the
Who knows?
South Pole.
They're
Yeah,
cloaked.
they're close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna sit here.
Why do you
No
not
secrets,
believe
Josh?
aliens?
You know
He
stuff?
doesn't believe.
No,
Maybe-
you
maybe-
don't believe.
Maybe I know stuff that I can't talk about.
Oh.
Ah.
Or maybe I just don't
Ah.
believe in aliens. That's where I'd actually really land. I just don't.
I mean,
Or maybe they were here before in the past and went away.
Or maybe not.
honestly see both sides of like believing and not believing. Like
Yeah.
to me, we're in this huge galaxy. There's got to be life out there somewhere. Like I just can't imagine we're the only ones just cool enough. But I can see why a lot of people don't believe because we have yet to see it. It's been a secret. And then all of a sudden the government wants to come out and be like, oh yeah, we haven't seen any like concrete evidence, even though there's supposedly concrete evidence out there. I don't know.
Here's the thing,
Well-
though, with all of the alien talk. Why do we think that the aliens would want to find us?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Like, why would they want to use their resources to come to Earth? I mean, we're doing a
But what
pretty
else
good job of screwing it up. I
We
mean, they
did
may
a-
just be like, yeah, no, we don't want anything to do with that planet. We're out. I don't
Hey,
know.
I mean,
Maybe they're observing us, waiting.
But why?
waiting
That's
for
pretty
us.
boring, too.
Take a Star Trek. See the Prime Directive. You couldn't interfere with a planet and let them know there was other things in the galaxy until they got warp drive.
Maybe
That was
our
like the
planet-
number one rule.
Maybe our planet is like their aquarium. They're just watching us like fishes and swimming around.
I
Maybe.
saw
We're in this big ass ball. Somebody's up there just really just like we're little ants to them.
I saw a really cool
Yeah.
photo of basically there was this big pothole, and inside the pothole was the Earth. Like that was like the beach, and I was like, wouldn't it be weird? I mean, because if you think about how big the universe is, it's pretty insignificant
Yeah.
dot on the map, anyways. But
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I
remember Men in Black? We were inside the marble,
Yeah.
and then the aliens were playing marbles with a bunch of other marbles that other galaxies were in,
Yeah.
because the galaxy was in Orion's belt,
Yeah.
and we were just in another like ball beyond. So we were just a little galaxy cluster of galaxies.
are you saying
that
that
movie.
you believe something that came off Men in Black?
Have you ever been flashed by a red light?
No, but sometimes
Would I know?
Well, to say, maybe you don't know. Maybe you did know. Maybe you got your memory erased.
it's possible.
It's
Solar
possible.
flash. Hey, what if we're a simulation?
Yeah.
This is all just like in a computer.
Yeah.
It's just organic,
No,
but it's still ones and zeros.
I don't believe that either.
Mm-mm.
It's all mathematical equations working all the time.
Oh my gosh. Here he goes.
All right. Well, with that, time to shut this thing down.
Oh, overload.
Yeah.
All right. That was all I had. I just came up with something.
Hey, that
There's
was
always some.
I will give you credit, Greg. There are a lot of weird things going on in the world right now. A lot. And I think some of them will come to light and some of them won't. But you should have plenty of talking points moving forward, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you absolutely should. There is
It's election year, so weird stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah. Always
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I actually saw on X earlier today that The Simpsons predicted Biden was going to be no more this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how
Oh.
to say that without being picked up by YouTube's
Well,
filters.
If we live in a simulation, somebody hits the delete button. Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Deleted.
Erase.
Control Alt Delete.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Trash bin.
I think that we have taken up enough time, and we will be back next week. So have a good week, and God bless.
Be kind.
Really kind. Really, really kind.
Really, really kind.
Really kind.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
And we're back.